Hello everyone, I welcome you all to our channel Let's Learn Automation, and in this session we are going to start the new topic, that is what string. In the previous session we have covered the array. So now here I created a new program. The name is like string program 1. While creating a new class, or whenever we are creating any class, so that class name should not match with the name of the class which is already available with Java. So one thing we know, that string is a class. Okay, even we have seen the system also is a class. So here we can say that here we know that string is a class and system is also class. So that's why we should not use this class name as a string, because that will impact or that will create some problem. So that's why we should not use like this. Otherwise it is difficult to understand that which class we are using. Are we using the predefined class, or are we using the class which is defined by us? So that's why we should write down like string program 1. So as we have discussed now, that string is a class. So why it is class? Because it is in a blue color. And the second thing is like it start from capital letter, because we know the name of the class starts from capital letter. The name of the variable starts from the small letter, and class is in a blue color. This is in a blue color. This is also in a blue color. So this is what the class is. It is also called as, like string is also called as a non-primitive data type. String is also called as a non-primitive data type because the memory size is not fixed. So just like in a case of integer or double or short or long, we have a limited space. So even in the case of byte, we know that the limit of byte is minus 128 to 127. So this is the limit of byte. Means whatever the variable or whatever the number we are going to store in a byte type of variable, that should be in this range. If it is not, then that will create the error. But this is not in the case of string class, because string is a non-primitive data type and its memory size is not fixed. So we can store anything into the string class. But while storing into the string class, we need to follow certain syntax. So like first of all, declare the string, and then use any variable name like string1, and here we can save like Harry, any name we can save, and semicolon. So this is the class, or here we are using this class as a data type. Then this is str1 is our variable or object, we can say that, because it's a class also. So that's why str1 can be say as a variable or object. Then string is a data type or a class, and Harry is the content or the value initialized to the str1. Now we can store anything into string. So while storing, just we need to take care that we had to store in a double quote. In a double quote we can write down anything. So even we can store the name of the any person. Even I can write down like the second variable, for example, I am an computer engineer. Even we can write down a paragraph. So we can store word, a line or sentence, or even we can write down the paragraph too in a string case. So this is what the collection of character. So string is a collection of character where we can store any word, sentence or paragraph. Now this is one way to declare a string. This is the one way. Now let's see the what we have this in a second way. So, in a previous session, we have seen how we can create the array type of variable. So, while creating the array type of variable, we use the new keyword. We use the new keyword. Even here also, we can use the new keyword, like new is a keyword. Then it is going to create a new memory. Then string, because we are going to create the string type of variable, and here I will store something like, for example, Harry again. Then that this thing should be stored into the variable. This thing, this Harry, I need to store into the variable. So at that time, I will name it like str3 for now. And now this will not work because this don't doesn't have any data type. So here we need to give the data type. Now, for example, if I don't know which data type is suitable for this variable, so the one thing I can do, just mouse over and click on create local variable. So in this way directly string data type will arrive, or we can write down by manually by our own. So in this is the second way to create the or declare the string variable. In a first way we are not going to use the new keyword, but in a second way we are going to use the new keyword. So this is the process of object creation. So here we are creating the object having name str3 and which have the value like same Harry. So this we can say that string type variable, and this we can say that object type variable. This is called as object type variable. So these are the two ways to create a string type of variable. So by using the new keyword, even without using the new keyword, even we have seen the same thing in array too. In array, we can create the new array type of variable by using new keyword, even by without using the new keyword. At that time, that is called as a dynamic type of array. Because in a dynamic way, just like for example integer, then array. So this is what we have done, like one I stored 2 3 4. This is the one way. Then also if I try to store the another one, that is array1, and here equal to new, then a integer of type, and here the size. So this is the another way. So by using new keyword we can create the array. Without using the new keyword we can create the array. What is the advantage of this? That the first pattern is for it is what dynamic. We don't need to declare the size of array, and the second is what fixed, because we have declared the size of array. So this is the difference between these two. But what about the string case? In the first case we haven't used the new keyword, but in a second case we have used the new keyword. So now let's try to understand the difference between this, what the impact of this first one and second one. So let's try to understand this in a diagrammatical way. So for example, we have a memory. So this is only example. We are just trying to understand what is the difference between these two. So in our memory, we have one thing like constant pool area. So this is the constant pool area, the first one, and the second one is what? Non-constant pool area. Okay. So whenever we are creating the variable by like this, okay, in a first approach, so this approach will be stored variable into the constant pool area. So what it mean? So for example, if I stored Harry, okay, if I stored Harry, and here we can say that I stored in a str1. So I stored Harry in a str1. Then again, if I try to create one more variable, so for example, if I try to create string str2 equal to again Harry, so the s2 will also point to the same memory location. So we can see here we have one str1 variable, okay, this one. So this contain Harry. So str1 is pointing to Harry. Now why this is pointing to constant pool area? Because we haven't used the new keyword, that's why this will be stored into the constant pool area. And now I created the another variable having name str2 which also contain the Harry. So s2 is also referring the Harry. It is not creating the new space. And if I create str3 with the same content like Harry again, then this will s3 we can say that. So like s3, this will point to Harry again. But if I try to create str4 which contain Ron like this, then a new memory will be created because in this time the content is different. This is what we can say that str4. This is str. This is also str. So this is str3, str1, str2, and this is Ron is available in str4. So in this way, this constant pool area work, or in this way that whenever we are not going to use the new keyword, this will be stored into the constant pool area. If the same content is already available, then the new variable will also point to the that same memory, or it will refer to the same thing. But whenever we use the new keyword at that time, that particular object or variable is stored into the non-constant pool area. So for example, if I store Harry here, okay, like I use string s10 equal to new string and Harry. Sorry, yeah, Harry. Okay, okay. Then I created the S11, which also contain the Harry. Then I created the S12, which also contain the Harry again. Means the content or the data is same, but still a new object are going to create. Why it is so? Because we are using the new keyword, and new keyword will create a new memory. Doesn't matter the content is available or not. So this is S10, this is S11, and this is S12. So as we are using the new keyword, so new memory will be allocated for the content that doesn't matter the same or not. So this is the two concept we have in a string, like constant pool area and non-constant pool area. If we haven't used the new keyword, then that variable got stored into the constant pool area. And if we use the new keyword, then that will be stored into the non-constant pool area. As we have seen the advantage of constant pool area, so the memory got saved. Okay, because if we are going to store the same value for multiple kind of thing, then we can use the constant pool area, and all those things which have the common value, they can refer the same location or same memory, so that will save a lot of memory. There is some agency who is going to survey for the kind of people, and they are going to ask uh, questions to the people. So now for this example, we will concentrate on the constant pool area. So this is our constant pool area, and one survey is going on. Into that survey, the agency is asking name, then age, then profile, like which work the people are doing, and city. So in this case, name can be unique or can be same, age can be same or can be unique, even profile can be same or unique, but city will be same because the survey is going on a particular city. So city value will be common, like for example Pune. Okay, and now if we use the string, if we use the string to store the city variable like Pune, then the one will use or will refer the Pune city, then second will also refer, then third will also refer, then four, everyone will refer the Pune itself. So if we require the some space to store the name, some space to store the age and even profile, but we can use the same memory or a same location for the every kind of people, and that will save a lot of memory space. So that this concept is called as a immutability. This is called as a immutability. What it means, as string is a immutable. Immutable means we cannot change the value of string. If we try to change the value of string, for example, if the string is not immutable, okay, then what happen? If we change the value of Pune to Mumbai, then the location of 1, 2, 3, 4 all get changed. So that will impact the many people if they are using this kind of thing. So that's why string is immutable, which result in a saving of lot of space. So we can't change the value of string variable. That's why string is called as a immutable. Now let's try to understand this in a programming way, like how this immutability work, or we can say that why we cannot change the value of string. If we try to change the value of string, then what happens? Let's try to understand this in a program. So now, for example, we know that string is, now there is one more thing which is available just like string there is, and that is called as a string buffer. It can also store the Harry, I am computer engineer, or any sentence on a paragraph, just like string. Okay, now in a string, we have one method called as a concat. Concat is a method. Now, concat is a predefined method, just like we have the main method which is going to run our program. Okay, because the execution of program start from main, even in the same pattern, concat is the method or called as a predefined method which is available in a Java, and that is applicable for a string. So what this method does, it combines two string. Now we know string is immutable, means we cannot change the value of string. Now we try to change the value of string by using the concat method. So let's try to do that, and then we will compare this with the string buffer. So here I will take the str4 equals to Harry again. Let's try to print it, and here I am getting the Harry as output because I just try to print the str4, so it will show the str4 value. Now I try to concat str4 with his surname like Potter. Okay, what I try to do, I just try to concat or combine the Harry and Potter, Harry with Potter. So again, if I print this, because I just concat it, I just concat str4. So let's try to print what is the impact of the this concat method on a string. If I run it, then I am getting the Harry again. It means that we cannot change the value of string because it is immutable. That is the reason we are about to save. We can save the lots of memory. Now we have the string buffer, and that needs to be declared in a different manner, like str5 equal to new and string buffer, and here I will again store the same like Harry. Now as we are using the string buffer, the concat method is not applicable for string buffer. Here we can use append method. So again, what it does, it will combine the string buffer. Now I will try to combine it. So first of all, I will try to print the original one, that is str5, and let's use some separator which we can compare the result. So like this. So I will execute this. So again we are getting Harry because str5 hold the Harry. Now am using the method str.append, and here I will combine Potter. And now if I execute this again, like if I try to print this again, here I am printing the str5 value. Okay, so what I done pele, first of all I just stored a Harry into str5 which is of type string buffer. Then I print the value of string str5. Then we got the Harry output. Then I append or combine Potter with the Harry. Now I try to print the same variable again. Let's see what the impact of appending. Now here we can see that the value changes because we have applied the append operation. But this is not happen in the case of string, because string is immutable but string buffer is not immutable. Okay, so that's the reason string is immutable and string is not, because we are not able to change the value of string. But if I try to store this into str4, okay, if I try to store this into str4, then we will get the different result like Harry Potter. String value is not changed, we have assigned the new value to string, just like we have assigned the Harry to str4. And now in a latest code we have assigned Harry concat with Potter to the str4, and we know that the variable value can be changed anytime. Okay, but here what we are doing, we are not changing the value of string. So this is the only catch we have, but this is not correct. Basically, if we try to execute this, and we are getting the, we come to know that we cannot change the value of string. So basically string is a class which is non-primitive data type, and there are two ways to declare the string, one with the new keyword and other with the without using new keyword. If we haven't used the new keyword, then that variable got stored into the constant pool area. If we use the new keyword, that will be stored into the non-constant pool area, which will impact like whenever there is a common thing, we are going to store it again and again, so the same memory will be shared throughout the all the object which having the same content. So whenever we are trying to use the string without using the new keyword, though lot of memory we can space, we can save, but in the case of new, this is not going to happen. And again, we have seen that string is immutable, we cannot change the value of string, but we string buffer is not immutable. So this is all about the string. In the next session we will see some more program and the method of string. Thank you.